hard left yogi, depending on what you want to call it, depending on the day, right? So what we're going to do today is I thought we would do kind of a chakra-based flow. And I was inspired by that, so that's what we're doing. The reason that I think that I was inspired to teach that is because it has these essences of rooting and going through the nervous system, so you can call it magical spinning wheels of colored light or chakras and nerve plexus, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of tap into some of those spaces. The reason that I like chakras and working with them so much now, I used to think it was a bunch of hokey stuff, right? Is because I understood how the nervous system and the chakra system was based very closely on Maslow's theory of hierarchy and like our psychological development. So as we go through our chakras, we're going to kind of touch into spaces because these nerve plexes are connected to different areas in the brain. And, you know, where you feel home at tends to be in the root chakra. You know, where you tend to feel powerful at is at the solar plexus. Where you tend to feel intuitive is at the third eye, right? So we're gonna kind of go through that today. Those of you who don't have a mat, no worries, not a big deal. We're not going to be doing anything too fancy dancy today. Those are just a lay yoga. So if you'd like to come with me, hands and knees, you're going to place your hands directly underneath your shoulders with your index forward, fingers forward at 12 o'clock so that they line up parallel with the edge of your mat or create 11s, right? They're directly under your shoulders, which is wider than your hips. Your knees are directly underneath your hip socket, which is about 4 inches apart. Should not be able to see your feet when you look back at your knees. We're going to start off with simple cat-cow postures. As you exhale, round your spine, Halloween cat, tucking your chin and tailbone. As you inhale, drop your belly, turn your face and tailbone up like a saddleback-ridden horse. Exhale, rounds like a Halloween cat. Inhale, drops the belly like a horse that was ridden too much. Tailbone and face go skyward. As you continue to go back and forth, exhaling, rounding to the sky, and inhaling, coming through, dropping your belly, I want you to just like feel these moments in your spine, in your breath, in your neck, your body. What is going on? Don't try to change it. Don't try to mold it. Just connect to it. So, and I would also say in yoga, no matter if you're doing like Cirque du Soleil, power yoga, or kind of a gentler class like we'll do today, stay in your happy place. Stay where you can breathe. All breath is in through the nose and out through the nose unless it's directed. It's usually always in through the nose and out through the nose. Unless you're having some breathing problems, do not struggle with your breath, but I'd like to see most of it in through the nose. And so as you do this, if you want to become a little more organic, you want to circle the spine, become a little bit more flowy, find some of those spaces maybe behind the shoulder blade, maybe down the erectors, down the sides of the back. You might even enjoy taking the left leg up behind you, swinging it over to your right, putting the ball of the foot down and really pressing back through the heel. You can also come back center and do that on the other side. So whatever you do on one side, you want to do on the other. Be ambidextrous. And as you go back and forth, maybe you even want to take one hand to the sky and then bring it down. So continue on to move around and kind of investigate what your body needs this morning. And then before we come to a seated position, I'd like us to come to a down dog. So you're going to tuck your toes under so that the balls of the feet are planted firmly into your mat. Shift the hips back so that the arms are already straight. Drop the head in between the arms as you lift the hips to the sky. So we're trying to create a long line from our fingertips to the side of our hip. Our tailbone and our sit bones are the highest point. We're going to move around, pedal our feet, wag our tail, walk our dog. You might enjoy rolling up onto the balls of the feet. You might enjoy turning the heels from side to side. You might even enjoy reaching back and grabbing an ankle. So wherever you're at today, just investigate if that's too much for you and you want to come back down to all fours, feel free to do so. Sometimes wrists are not very friendly first thing in the morning. Wonderful. So go ahead and finish getting all your little kinks and little wiggles out. And once you do, I'd like you to come to a seated position. And when you do this, if you need something to sit up on to feel as though you're sitting tall and erect, grab a blanket or a pillow. What we're looking for is that the tops of the knees be lower than our hip bones. So if you look like this isn't breathing position, right? So find that nice tall spine. We're going to push our sit bones down to grow tall here. And from this place, we're going to just kind of take our neck, do gentle little circles. And so the head always rolls forward. We don't want to roll back. Our little protuses on the back of our vertebrae don't like that nonsense. So, and if you want to take that into kind of more of this spinal movement, maybe some twisting, gentle twisting, all we're doing is kind of waking up the spine, kind of waking up the main channel for information, right? You can even come with me and bounce a little laterally. I know I'm giving you lots of options of things to do. You don't have to do all of them. You just do the things that kind of make you feel present and good in this moment. So say that you had a long day, this in a chair, this might feel better than this, right? So you do what you need to do to kind of get all those last bit of wiggles out. All right, so we're gonna sit tall. And so today I'm gonna ask you to, if you have energy and love and stuff to give out into the world, palms are up. And so you'll always notice that your instructor has their palms up whenever they're doing this. If you need to recharge and really tune in, your palms are down. If you can give a little and take a little, one's up, one's down. Okay. So we're going to close our eyes here and we're going to begin to notice like any energies that we built up or stretched out in our body. How does our body feel this morning? Now that we're still, we had one sensation when we're moving, and now we have this new sensation of stillness. So the breath is coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Don't mold it, don't shape it, don't change it at this time. Just be with it. And being with your breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Now we're going to start to watch the breath more. We're going to feel it as we sit, pushing our sit bones into the earth. Feel that inhale rise all the way to the crown of our head. And as we exhale, we're going to feel the breath drip down our shoulders, the sides of our body, the low belly as it roots our sit bones even more. As you inhale, you're going to feel your sit bones push the earth away as you grow taller with that breath, feeling light and buoyant as you breathe, filling up as though you're filling a glass of water. Pause at the top. And then feel the breath descend down the sides of the neck, down the sides of the ribs, waist, hips, into the deep low belly. Continue to follow this breath up and down, letting it grow taller, more buoyant with each inhale. With each exhale, more rooted, more grounded. And as you sit here with your breath, just notice the feeling of energy within your body. Is it fluttery? Does it have a lot of internal feel of movement? Does it have a feel of lethargy or numbness? Or do you feel a good balance of contentment but aliveness? And don't try to change it, just notice where your energy is overall. We're going to take our mind's eye down into the base of our pelvis. Right there at the perineum, the base of your pelvic floor. And as you send the breath here, maybe bring to mind things that make you feel safe and comfortable and grounded within your own life. Might be within your home, might be within your own tribe. What thoughts, what colors are in your images? What sounds are in that image of comfort? What images make you feel as though you are at home? What experiences? As you feel as though the breath was really reaching all the way down to your pelvis, you can even kind of Buddha belly with the breath if you'd like. Feel it expand with your inhale. Feel it contract and move back with your exhale. And as you breathe here and you feel this safeness, this empowerment of your home space, taking your mind's eye just below the belly button and feeling that strength, that power of the pelvis connect into that space below the belly button. Feel the breath as you move the breath in and out with the belly. And bring to mind things that give you comfort about your identity, things that bring you pleasure about who you are in this world, who you were at the age of 7, whether it was going to be an astronaut, a female, a male, a doctor. What was that? What was that beginning delight in having some type of beautiful ego, right? That connection to self that is going to be portrayed through this temple we live in. And then as you bring that mind's eye right up to the solar plexus, right there where the rib cage divides at the top of the abdomen, bring to mind images and times that you felt powerful on the behalf of those things. You felt powerful and able to act on the safety of your home, the the ideas of who you wanted to be in the world. And then placing your right hand around your heart and your left hand right there around that low belly, honoring the transformation from base brain to higher thinking, bringing your mind's eye to the heart. And what makes you feel love for the world around you, love for yourself, love for the life that you have? Taking your right hand, placing it at the base of your throat, and bringing to your mind's eye times that you were able to speak for yourself, for your love, for your ability to action, and for your home, your safety, your security. Bringing both hands in prayer, placing the thumbs on your third eye as you bow. And bringing to mind those times of glimpses of enlightenment, epiphanies, the joy of learning and seeing beyond the moment. How can you connect with those times? And as you drop your hands once again into your lap, take a deep breath in. And let it all go. Wonderful, guys. We're going to do a little bit of physical practice and reestablish some of that thought pattern. So if you'd like to go ahead and come back onto your mat for me, into all fours, move all your goodies out of the way. And we're going to take another moment to do a little bit more cat-cow here. Just loosen it up. Move around in the spine, and when you're ready, find your down dog, lifting your hips, pressing your hands into the earth, lengthening the sides of your neck. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, let it go through the mouth, sigh it out, make it audible. Deep inhale in. Sigh it out, let it go. One more here. And let it all go. Wonderful. Bring the feet slowly towards the top of the mat. Once you arrive at the top of the mat, the feet are about 4 inches apart with the base of the second toe straight forward at a 12 o'clock position. Bend your knees deeply, lay your chest onto your thighs. We're going to roll all the way up to standing, laying the shoulders and the head arrive last. Welcome to class, guys. All right, so real simple. If anything hurts, don't do it. It's that simple, right? All right, guys. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Bend the knees if you need to. Get the hands onto the floor. Hands come to shins. Inhale, long, flat back comes halfway up as you straighten the legs, straighten the arms for Betty Boop. It's not really called that, but all right. Put the hands down onto the mat, and you're going to take the feet to the back of the mat and drop to your knees, creating a long line from elbows to hips to knees. Those of you who would like a little more play today can stay up on your toes. I'm going to show the low end. As you exhale, let those little T-Rex arms come along the sides of your rib cage. As you lower all the way down, having those little chicken wings when you land, right? Tops of the feet will go down and they come together. Roll the shoulder heads back. Firmly press into the mat. Lift up. So we're doing a nice little up dog if your thighs are off, or a king cobra if you're down. On your exhale, you're going to release. Press back into your child's pose. Sitting onto your heels, stretching your arms forward. On your next inhale, you're going to roll up onto all fours, hands and knees. On your exhale, you're going to find your down dog, hips high. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Come into that forward fold again. Face towards the shins. You're going to bring your hands onto your shins. You're going to inhale, lift halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands on the mat. Straight legs are overrated, so if you need to bend the knees, do so. On your next inhale, take those arms out wide, come all the way up, reach up, stretch up. And then exhale, allow the arms to drop down by the sides. On your next inhale, reach the arms up, stretch up, look up. On your exhale, swan dive, forward fold, root through the feet all the way down. On your next inhale, come halfway up, put your hands onto your shins. Those of you a little more open can leave your fingertips down. And then as you exhale, place your hands onto the mat, step back to your full plank or on your knees. As you lower down, you're going to pull yourself forward and all the way down. Notice that my hands land way back here, right? On your next inhale, feet are down, lift up, shoulders are back. So all you turtles, come out of your shells. There you go. And then exhale, lower, push back to your child's pose. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale, check in. How does your breath feel? How are you feeling in your body? Are you able to feel the mat underneath you? On your next inhale, come up all fours. On your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Go to your down dog. And staying here, pressing the floor away with your hands and feet. Hollowing, scooping your low belly. Relaxing your neck so your head should be on a swivel. And then slowly walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. So wherever that is, if you need to bend your knees, that's fine, right? Face is going towards the shins. If you can straighten your legs, that's great too. On your next inhale, lift halfway to your belly boot, either hands on shins or on fingertips, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep those arms out to come all the way up. And then exhale, swan dive again. We're going to make this a moving flow now. Start to pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank position. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. This time, I'd like you to maybe even reach the arms back and lift everything up. And then exhale to child's pose. Inhale, we'll find you on all fours. Exhale, we'll tuck your toes, lift your hips, down dog. Inhale, walks your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, folds deeper. Inhale, find your belly boop, your halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, feel strong as you come all the way up. And we're going to dive right back down again. Feel free, feel loose in your body. Inhale, come part way up. Feel strong there in your solar plexus. On your exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank posture. Drop to your knees if you'd like for that inhale. On your exhale, lower down, touch your heart. Feel that heart space. Roll the shoulders back. Shine your heart forward on your inhale. On your exhale, go back to your child's pose, tucking your chin into your throat, forehead on mat. Inhale up on all fours. Exhale, lift those hips down dog. Rock those feet all the way to the top of your mat. Wonderful. Take those feet nice and wide to the edges of your mat. You're going to grab your elbows, placing your thumbs into your forearms, and waver the body left and right. And so what's going on with your breath? How do you feel on the mat? Can you feel all four corners of your feet? Wonderful. Let the arms drop down. And now you're going to switch the cross of the arms. So whichever was on top is on bottom now. Should feel funky, right? You're going to turn your head left and right in a no motion. And up and down in a yes motion. Wonderful. Now drop the arms. Bend the knees, roll all the way up to standing. All right, guys. So once we come to standing, we're going to just do a little bit of balance posture. I like to step off my mat whenever I am doing balance poses. It's just more rooting and grounding for me. I'd like you guys to put your big toes together. Your heels will be just a little bit apart. I'm going to ask you to take your arms back so that you're reaching your fingers back. Notice how long and tall I am. All I'm going to do is push the floor away with the balls of my feet. I'm going to lift up through my heart. And so it's like when you're one of those Olympic ski jumpers, you know. So get really proud and open with the heart. Push the ground away. For 4. This is called palm tree. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release it down. From here, I'm going to ask you to go into tree. So we're going to stand onto left foot. You can either take the left foot to the ankle, the curve of the calf, or up into the thigh, never on the knee, wherever you're at. And so why am I teaching tree right now? So you get the posture that you want. You take your arms out or up, whatever works for you, wherever you're at today. Feel how there's this natural swaying going on. Don't fight the sway. Take everything here into this place of rooting, of grounding. Take the breath back into that place of home. And then let the foot do its happy little ankle dance. It's going to do it anyway, right? And so this is a way of rooting, even though life is still dancing around you. Take another breath in. And release. Awesome. Take the feet out. Take the arms out. Little Tibetan drum. Wonderful. All right. Got 2 sides. Not my fault. Take it up with the creator. I didn't make you. I just work you. So you're going to put the foot either on the ankle, on the curve of the calf, above the knee, up into the inner thigh, whatever works for you. And then you find your center. Realize that the balance is not down there. Everything is coming from this place, whether it be the energy you put out into the world or the energy you put into a pose. And so allow the breath. And release. Good job, guys. Shake it off. All right. So if you stepped off your mat, come back onto your mat with me. We're going to come back to that tall standing mountain pose. Feet are about 4 inches apart. On your next inhale, I'm going to ask you to reach your arms up. We're going to go through that little bit of flow to get us back to some stretching. As you exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, lifting halfway up, flatten your back. On your exhale, put your hands down, and I'm going to ask you to slide the left foot and knee back, so you're in this knee down lunge. Now, those of you who are wanting like a workout out of this, feel free to keep the knee up, okay? But those of you who are wanting more low end stuff, you'll stay here, right? And so We're going to inhale and really root through a perpendicular shin as we take our heart forward. And then as we exhale, we're going to shift back. So inhale will bring you forward, brings that heart forward, roots through this posture. And then exhale, pull the belly back, pull the navel into spine as you rock. So if you're up onto your toe, it'll look like this, right? Back and forth. And so it's about what you need today and how much can you match that with your breath, right? And so the exhale will carry you back. The inhale will rock you forward. If you're down on your knee, super gentle. And just be mindful with your movements here. And so as you breathe, if your mind drifts to thoughts, images, just take note of them. They're like clouds in your sky, right? And we're going to shift forward here, no matter where you are. If your back knee is up, you can keep it up. We're going to leave the left hand down. We're going to inhale, reach the right arm high. As you exhale, bring that right arm down. If you're on your back toes, it looks like this. Inhale, arm goes up. Exhale, hand comes down. So this is all a flowing movement. Inhale, opening your heart to the sky as you twist. Exhale, brings the right hand down. Inhale, arm up, twist. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, arm up, twist, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put both hands down. We're going to shift back, draw the toes up. Now, if you are lifted in the back knee, for this one, go ahead and drop your back knee just so that you can really sink into the stretch of it, right? So my front toes are lifted to the sky. As I exhale, I'm going to get a little bit of cat stretch, not much, as I bow towards the shin. I'm going to feel the base of my throat as the breath swirls around my larynx or my voice box. Inhale. And exhale. I'm feeling that breath move from the place of the low belly all the way up to the crown of the head like we were doing earlier in class. Feeling it move along the spine, along the vagus nerve. Wonderful. Shift the hips forward, find a down dog, wiggle, pedal it out. If down dog is not appropriate for you today for whatever reason, all fours is always good, all right? So be where you are today. On our next inhale, we're going to float forward to our plank position, drop to our knees. If you wish, you can stay on your toes. As you exhale, bring those little T-Rex arms in along your sides. We're going to lower down once again. This time, if you'd like, if you prefer lifting up, that's fine, but maybe lifting both ends, gain some flight. Now imagine there's a grain of sand underneath your belly button. Grab that grain of sand with your belly button and pull it up into your spine. Pull it up off the mat for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, push back to a child's pose. When you come into your child's pose, tent up onto your fingertips like your thing from Adam's Family, right? Or you're playing a piano. You're going to put your forehead down, walk those fingers forward, scooch those hips back over the heels, bellow the breath through the sides of the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Continue this. Each inhale, you're going to feel it massage the space around your heart and lungs. So each inhale here gets a more dramatic, broader experience through the low aspect of the ribs. So those low floating ribs really bellow and they draw back in with the exhale. Maybe you can draw longer. Maybe you can crawl those fingers forward more, the hips back more. What is it that you need in this moment? On your next inhale, you're going to slowly rise to your all fours. And then we're going to take the other foot, the left foot, up by the left thumb so that we are now doing that lunge sequence on the other side. So some of you, if you were up on toes last go round, please mimic and mirror image both sides, please. Otherwise, we're doing the same thing that we were doing before. As we exhale, we'll carry this pose back. Try to bring the front toes up as we bow. As we inhale, we shift forward, really extend through the heart. So how much projection across the collarbones can you get? As you exhale, feel everything dive back in, curl back in. As you inhale, you roll forward, opening up. As you exhale, curl back in. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. We're going to stay here and really extend through this posture. How much can you get the heart protruding past the wholeness of this pose? A lot of times we throw the head back and that crunches up our shoulders. So I'd like you to get your head neutral first. Send the heart forward first, then pull the sides of the neck back. You'll get more opening through the thoracic. And then slow motion, shift back. If you're up on your toes of your back foot, go ahead and drop that knee down so you can relax into the stretch of this. Bowing in, turning that chin into that throat chakra, pulling that navel into spine, curling everything back into this posture. Feeling the space of your low belly, your navel, feeling the space of your throat and your third eye, all rolling in here. Wonderful, guys. Go ahead and release. We're going to go back to our down dog, wiggle it out, pedal it out, whatever you need. You can stay there. You can go to your child's pose, or you can come through your plank to your chaturanga, to your little bit of lift, and then we'll all meet in child's pose. I'm going to finish off a little bit with a twist. You're going to take the left arm underneath, palm facing up. So I've threaded it underneath my right arm. I'm really trying to get my left shoulder, the outer left shoulder, snuggy down to the floor. My face is looking towards my left hand. Once again, following that breath in through the back ribs, the side ribs, the front of the chest. And let's switch it out. And so as I slide my right arm under, I get the outer shoulder down, the palm of the right hand is facing the sky. My vision is to the right. Bellying the breath behind the right shoulder blade. Wonderful. Go ahead and come up. We're going to cross over our ankles and make our way onto our spine. If you can't see me, we're not really going to do much of anything, but when you lay on your back, sometimes it's hard to see. So when you come onto your spine, when you come onto your back, I'm going to ask you to bring your knees in. And so watch first if you can't really see from a laying down position where you're at. I'm going to ask you to lift your hips. You're going to shimmy your hips dramatically over to the left and pull them down. Your body will feel very zigzagging off kilter. We'll bring our knees in and then drop them over to the right. So I'm scooting my hips one direction and dropping my knees the opposite. So everybody come onto your spine with me if you're not already. Lift your hips up nice and high, pushing through the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet. Shift the hips to the left, put them back down onto the mat. Pick the knees up, pull them into your chest, drop them over towards your right. Try to keep both shoulder blades pinned. If you have any back injuries, make sure that you're not twerking or twisting on any place of injury. All right. Close your eyes, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And then you're going to pick one knee up at a time. Bring the knees into your chest and then allow the feet to come back down after you get a good knee hug. And you're just going to do it all on the other side. So putting the feet down, picking the hips up, scooting them to the right, putting them on the floor, pull the knees into chest, drop them to the left, and look to your right. Wonderful. Pick the top knee up, followed by the bottom. Pull the knees into chest. You can warm around a little bit, and then center off onto your mat. I'm going to ask you to take the legs out one by one. Drop the arms along the sides, palms facing up. Even take a moment to get those shoulders out of the ears by rotating the shoulder blades up underneath you like a bird tucking its wings. If you need to cover with your towel or something, or if you have something to go over your eyes, that's appropriate as well. And so as you lay here, once again, if you've lost the quality or in touch with the breath, just come back to it. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to do differently. So be right here. You might begin to feel all the little places of your body that are connecting with the mat. You might be able to feel the rising and the falling of the belly. And in this moment, you feel whole. You feel a sense of community. You're open to all the joy and celebration around you. I'm going to read to you a poem that I write on every temple at every burn that I go to. You have been telling people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to one another. Do not look outside of yourselves for a leader. This elder clasped his hands and smiled. This could be a good time. There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift, there will be those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel as though they're being torn apart and suffer greatly. No, the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore. Push off into the middle of the river. Keep our eyes open and our heads above water. And I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Breathing energy and life into your fingers and your toes. And creating small movements that are pleasurable to you. Roll over onto whatever side beckons you. Eyes closed as though laying comfortably in your own bed. And then with your eyes still closed, as if waking from a dream, ease yourself up to a gentle seated position. Your next inhale, sweep your arms up. With an exhale, bringing your hands to your chest in prayer. Namaste. I'm really